Okay, we'll now be looking at Unit 5 of Marketing Management 2, PEPA. We will look at services marketing, its meaning, characteristics of services, their marketing implementations, the strategies for service firms, the 7 Ps, managing service quality, how we can manage it, managing productivity, managing product support services, marketing mix for service marketing. Rural marketing, we will talk about meaning, current Indian rural market scenario, scope, difficulty, strategies, scope up, and case studies. Then we will get into emerging trends of Indian marketing. We'll look at global marketing, social marketing, digital marketing, green marketing, marketing analytics, ethics in marketing, and current developments in marketing. Now, some of these may be already emerged, almost emerged, but still, because it is still in the nascent stages, we will look at those. In fact, digital marketing we have already seen in one of the earlier modules, but still we will look at it in detail. Now let us get into the next slide, which is what is service and service marketing. A service is an act of performance that one party can offer to another that is essentially intangible and does not result in any ownership. If you are selling a product, the person who is buying it can own that particular product. On the other hand, service is intangible. You cannot touch and feel. You cannot experience it with your 5 senses. So this is something which cannot result in ownership. Service is an intangible product involving a deed or an effort that cannot be physically possessed and retained. You cannot physically possess and retain. Production may or may not be tied to physical products, but the dominant component is intangible. There may be a physical part to this. So you cannot say that all service products or all services are pakka 100% intangible. There may be some physical aspects to it. So some goods may be there. But what we are saying is the dominant component is intangible. We will look at something called the tangibility spectrum, where different products are scaled according to their intangibility. Services typically refers to both business to consumer and business to business services. Services marketing is all the activities undertaken to market these services. So these services, whenever we market it, all the services activities undertaken is coming under services marketing. In fact, earlier when we talked about marketing, people generally thought about goods marketing only because we were selling FMCG products, consumer durables, and all those stuff. But now many of the products, many of the things that you see around us is services in nature. So earlier, where you have a product and you had after-sales service, service was restricted to that. But now there are lots of services that are there which we use, and the same basic tenets that you use in marketing a good can be used here in services marketing. Now, services of health industries, different service examples of service industries. You have healthcare, including hospital, medical practice, dentistry, eye care. You have professional services like accounting, legal, architecture. You have financial services like banking, investment advising, insurance. We have hospitality, where you have restaurants, hotels or motels, bed and breakfast, sky resort, and rafting. Many of these may not be prevalent in Kerala or southern parts of India, like sky resort and all. Bread and breakfast is more of an English or American, motel also American theme, but it is not that we don't have it here. Travel, airlines, travel agencies, theme parks, others like hairstyling, pest control, plumbing, lawn maintenance, counseling service, health. So if you start, there are lots of services industries you can think about. Now, this is the tangibility spectrum I was talking about. You have tangible products or tangible dominant products and intangible dominant products. So where you have physical products to service products, where you have goods to services, you have pure goods to pure services. So salt is a pure good. There is no after-sale service involved, so it is a pure good. Soft drinks comes down a bit on the tangibility spectrum. When it comes to automobiles comes with after-sale service. If after-sale service is not there, people will not buy a product automobile. But when it comes to fast food outlets, the products, whether it is pizzas or burgers or something else, pastas or ice creams and donuts and all those stuff, equally important is the service that you get, the ambience that you get there. So it is equal in terms of tangibility and intangibility spectrum. So you cannot say whether it is pure service or it's a service or a good as such. Again, From there, we are going down to the intangibility area, that is service sector. You have advertising agencies where you have the ad, the TV ad or press ad, which is the tangible part of it. The service that comes with a map for actually making that as a intangible aspect. You have later you have airlines, and ultimately you have things like consulting and teaching, which is almost 100% intangible and 100% service. So from solve to teaching, you are moving from a pure good to a pure service. And what are the characteristics of services? Services are intangible, cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard, or smelled before purchase. So you cannot experience it with your pricing. Inseparability cannot be separated from service providers, which means that how good is the service providers will decide the quality of the product that you're purchasing. Because if service itself cannot be separated from the person who's giving the service, naturally two different persons will give two different quality service, because there will be a difference in quality in the type of service that both people are providing. Same person in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening, there will be a bit of a difference, because a person who's come from home after getting a verbal lashing from his wife will not perform as well, maybe at another stage when he is perfectly free. Variability or heterogeneity means there will be lots of differences between the services. The same company, same people. The quality depends on who provides them and when, where, and how. So this, how you reduce it is bringing in more of mechanization, because mechanization means standardization. So that is where earlier you had the tellers in the banks, where we call it cashiers. Americans call it tellers, was replaced by ATMs, automated teller machines. The actual differences that happened over a period of time in a day actually came down. It is not that you had to wait for the wait in a long queue, and when you reach there, the person who's sitting there has gone for a tea or a leak, or maybe that lady sitting there is on the phone and you're getting bugged because you have to go somewhere else. So that variability comes down because the more the mechanization, the standardization. Perishability means actually manufacture and consumption happens at the same time. So which means you cannot store for later use or sale. So this is why many companies actually sell products at a very cheap rate sometimes during, for example, say off-peak hours or off-season discounts usually. Because if, let us say, a hotel room lies vacant today, I cannot sell the same room tomorrow. It is a different room altogether. It's a different service thing altogether. So you have lost that one day. So what happens is, even if the room is worth 10,000 rupees, the hotel may give it at 5,000 rupees because whatever I get is a bonus for me. So what are the implications of intangibility? Services cannot be inventoried. So you cannot store it, and you cannot actually check out what the service is all about. So if I'm going to buy something as a person who's going to buy something, I cannot actually touch and feel, so I don't know actually how it is. Because there is no prototype also. Service cannot be patented. It cannot be patented. Yeah, to some extent, certain processes can be patented. Certain parts of it can be patented. But the product itself, it is not, unlike a prototype which can be patented. Services cannot be readily displayed or communicated. It's very difficult to communicate a concept. It's much more easier because you can demonstrate. So selling is much more easier if you have something tangible. Pricing is difficult because you don't know. Especially cost plus pricing. Cost plus pricing because you're looking at the cost plus adding something as your profit. Maybe value I can, maybe not much of a difference, because value-based pricing is difficult even for goods. So same difficulty you will find in services also. But here, when you're talking about cost plus, how do you calculate the cost? The only way you can calculate the cost is find the value of the services. So different people have different values, and all these problems will be. Implications of variability or heterogeneity. Service delivery and customer satisfaction depend on employee action. Service quality depends on many uncontrollable factors. There is no sure knowledge that the service delivered matches what is planned and promoted. So these are the problems with variability and heterogeneity. So whatever you promote in your advertisement, whether that can be matched, or even after it has happened, you don't even know whether it has really happened. Because what happens is, many a time, the performance of the customer also counts. How he behaves also counts. If, so let us say, I am angry and shouts at the teller performance may go down. He may not shout back at you, but his performance may go down. He will take more time to ensure that everything is pakka for that whole day. So so that he doesn't get any further shouting from somebody. Maybe he has been in the wrong, we don't know, but that will make a difference. So my performance may affect the way I get my business, this thing. If I am a person who deals well with people, I may get better service. Somebody else who doesn't know how to deal with people will get a not as good a service. So all these things will happen. So there are lots of uncontrollables there. Implications of inseparability. What are the implications of inseparability? Inseparability means simultaneous production and consumption. Customers participate in the transaction. So it affects the transaction, just like what I was saying. Customers affect each other. One person standing near somebody else, it will affect the way he is behaving, what he is saying will all make a difference. Employees affect the service outcome naturally, because employees are the service. So decentralization may be essential because you have to empower the employees so that they can take decisions immediately, and they are not afraid to give customer satisfaction. Afraid that your bosses will create problems. Mass production is difficult. It is mostly customers. Implications of perishability is difficult to synchronize supply and demand with services, because you cannot save something, you cannot keep something, you cannot stock something. You have to ensure that whatever happens has to happen now. So you have to ensure that for example, my room does not lay vacant today. My phone lines are all of them used by my customers. So this is something that has to be taken care. Services cannot be returned or resold. So you have to be very, very careful with quality. If the processes are not pakka, the quality will not be pakka. If the quality is not pakka, people will not come back. Services and goods, again, another summary of what I have been saying. Intangible and tangible. Goods are tangible, services are intangible. Again, please remember, it is not products and services, goods and services, or physical products and service products. Goods are standardized, services are heterogeneous. Goods, production separate from consumption, services simultaneous production and consumption. Goods are non-perishable, services are perishable. So resulting implications, we have already seen. Service cannot be inventory, service cannot be patented, service cannot be readily displayed or communicated. Pricing is difficult. Service delivery and customer satisfaction depend on employee action. Service quality depends on many controllable factors. There's no sure knowledge that the service delivered matches what was planned and promoted. Customers participating in and affect transaction. Customers affect each other. Employees affect the service outcome. Decentralization may be essential. Mass production is difficult. It is difficult to synchronize supply and demand with services. So these are the characteristics of services, the differences between the services and goods. Now, services marketing, the 7 P's. Traditional marketing has just 4 P's, which is placement, price, product, and promotion. We can start with product. Some people say that packaging is also one of the P's, but packaging is part of promotion, or packaging is part of product. So product, you have pricing, you have distribution, which is called placement. So P, the next P is place, and the last one is promotion. So these are the 4 P's in traditional marketing mix. You have to add 3 more P's here, which is people, process, and physical evidence. That is the 7 P's of services marketing. All elements within the control of the firm that communicate the firm's capabilities and image to customer, or that influence customer satisfaction with the firm's product and service, are your services marketing or marketing mix. These are things that you have control of. The firm has control of. They can decide what is a product. They can decide what price they want to sell it. Whether customers accept is another different thing. What is a place? Place may be dependent on other factors, but still under some control. Promotion is under your control, as long as it is paid promotion. Similarly, the add-on 3 P's for services marketing is building customer relationship through people. So people are very important. You have to ensure that there is internal marketing. You have to ensure that the workers are satisfied, so that they will give, and everything is optimum, so that they will give optimum performance. Processes are pakka because the end product is dependent on the process. If the process is pakka, end product will be good. Here, you cannot manufacture the end product and sell. It happens, production and consumption happen simultaneously. So process has to be pakka. Physical evidence. You go to, let us say, a bank. The beautiful ambience, the AC, the people standing there with their coats and tie on, all this makes a difference, because physical evidence is one thing that decides, many people decide whether the end product may be good or bad, because they cannot touch and feel the product. One way of deciding whether the end product that I'm going to be getting is good or bad is based on this physical evidence. So these are the 7 P's of marketing.